Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Miller, and today we're going to talk about taking your script and then transitioning that script into a shooting script version and then a script breakdown. A shooting script is a version of your script that's created from that initial draft, sometimes called the writing script. So initially you were creating your script and focusing on the content and the storyline, but now we're creating an altered version for logistics and organizational purposes, customized for the needs of your production. Now this is the script version that's distributed and referenced during your shoot. A script breakdown is when you're organizing the script into smaller units and identifying key elements that tell other team members what they need to know. It includes marking up the page counts and color coding, and it's useful for creating additional documents like your shot list and your shoot schedule. This is the script from our sample video for Creations Catering, and you'll notice that it is a 2-page script and it's based on our 60-second edit. So to create the shooting script version, the first thing I'm going to do is save a copy. So I'm going to save as, select my save location, and I am going to make sure I label this as my shooting script version. First, you want to make sure you add in numbers. We are going to need page numbers, scene numbers, and shot numbers as well. To add your page numbers, go to Insert, Page Numbers. Next, you want to make sure your scenes are numbered. So you're going to go through each scene and give it a scene number. That's as simple as typing in a whole digit with a decimal and then a space. So I'm going to go in and number each of my scenes. So in this particular script, we actually have 5 scenes total. Next, we need to number our shots. Typically, we don't number our shots in industry shooting scripts, but I find it helps you to be better organized with your content and making sure that your shots in one pre-production document are matching up with those same shots in another document as well. The shot numbering format is decimal formatting. So that's where you have one number, a period or decimal, and then your second number to represent each shot number. Now there are other ways of shot numbering, such as alpha formatting. If you're used to using a different shot numbering method, as long as it's an industry standard numbering format, and as long as you're consistent throughout all of your pre-production documents. So in this case, 1.1 would represent scene 1, shot 1. So scene 1, shot 2 is 1.2. Scene 1, shot 3, and scene 1, shot 4. So now I'm going to go ahead and number the rest of my shots. Okay, so now that we've numbered our shots, we can move on to our next step. You want to make sure you check for your shot type abbreviations. Now this is something that should have already been added in your initial writing script version, but just double check and make sure that every single shot has a shot type abbreviation, that they're abbreviated using the proper format, and you can also take this time to reconsider if that's the framing style that you are going to use. Maybe when you were working on your storyboards, this was adjusted a little bit, so if you need to make any changes to your particular shot type selections, now's the time to do so. After we have all our numbering in place and our shot type abbreviations, now we're going to add in estimated shot length for every single shot. This is something that's really going to flow into and help us prepare our shot list. And it's even more important when we're working in a commercial or PSA format where we have very strict edit time requirements. So what I need you to do is go through and consider the estimated length of every single shot. We want you to just think about it and consider things like what elements are in place in the shot, how complex is it? Does the acting require any dialogues, or are there any other events or actions that might take more time on screen? So thinking about all those things, we're going to write in our estimated length. There's a few different formats that you can choose from for adding in the estimated length. We're just going to use parentheses. If you prefer to use the time code, you can do that. So this is going to represent 5 seconds, or if you prefer to write it out as an abbreviation, then you can format it that way as well. The choice is yours. So I'm going to use the abbreviation for seconds, and I'm just going to go through and consider how long I think each of these shots will take. And I'm going to put the abbreviation on the same line as my shot. If it happens to be bumped to the next line, that's fine. But I don't want to space down every single time, because that's going to add to the length of the script, and you're really not adding any additional content, right? So it should go on the same line here. Once you've kind of thought about each shot, kind of played it out in your head, if there's dialogue, read the dialogue out loud to yourself when you're determining this estimated length. Once you've done that, go through and add up what you came up with. In most cases, for these really short edits, we probably went over, so you might want to go through and make some adjustments. That'll ultimately come down to your decisions in post-production, whether you want this one to run a second longer and this one to run a second shorter, or what have you. So now I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any further revisions. You definitely want to go through and carefully make those changes while you are working on your shooting script before you start your breakdowns. So once I've gone through and double checked and made any revisions that I need to, then I'm ready to save out my shooting script. So you're just going to go to File, Save As. You're going to save it as a PDF. As a reminder for your shooting script steps, you want to make a copy of your original script. You want to number all scenes, shots, and pages. You want to review the script content and complete any necessary formatting revisions. And then you want to include the shot type abbreviations and estimated shot length information for every shot. Save it out, last name shooting script _ PDF. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor.